Good morning. If you watched the first session design video, I went over the basic structure, play, practice, play, along with how each session activity should incorporate certain elements. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating what this could look like if you are the coach of a 4v4 team. Those little guys, if you're coaching the U8s, U7s. Basic structure, again, we want to be a play, practice, play. Most of us, if we have like an hour-long session, we're looking at 25, 10, 25 in terms of organization. If you're like me, you have players who show up not exactly all at the same time, and so one of the reasons the play at the beginning is really good is because we don't always have exactly our full number right at the beginning. So having a small version 2v2 is a great way to get things going. As soon as the first four show up, you have a 2v2 going on. You can have it be 2v2 to end line. You could even make it 2v2 to goals if you have a couple puck goals or if you have some cones hanging around. Very easy to get a session going really quickly, really simply 2v2s as soon as you have everybody there. If you have 8 players in a roster, everyone's there. You can have 2 games going 2v2. If you have offset numbers like 7 or 9, you can add in some neutrals, but as long as you maintain that 2v2 plus something, it's a great way to get things going. Lots of touches, lots of encouragement for all the kinds of things we want with direction, dimension, opposition, difference, and decision making. Once we've gone about 15-20 minutes, we've had each team kind of play each other a little bit, a couple water breaks within. We've maybe started thinking about how we want to focus our session. Maybe our question today is how do we build out of the back? Do we want to progress? Do we want to possess? Do we want to play quickly? How do we want to build from that defensive third when we have the ball? As we kind of ask those questions and let those ideas percolate with the little ones, we want to think then our practice sessions, specifically focusing on how we can build out of the back. With a younger group, we want to encourage as much success as possible within that while maintaining our opposition, direction, etc. So basic rondo style activity that you can do with that 10-15 minutes depending on whatever time you have. We have our neutrals and they are set up end to end. We are attacking, orange is going to be attacking towards this direction to start, and green will be attacking this direction to start, and they'll have neutrals that they can play with. So effectively 2v2 plus 4. So if you have your 8 players there by that time, you have everybody involved, everybody going to be able to get some touches, and we can think about how do we want to build out of the back. So we have our focus question, building from the back. And we start with the ball with this neutral player here. Green is going to be attacking this direction, and we think, how do we want to play? And so it gives players the opportunity to think, what do we do? And so they get to get started, and they play, and so the ball gets played to this green here. This player can play with the outsides, going around. They can play with their central player, they can go through. Or maybe they simply just go over. Maybe there's a big gap, and defenders aren't pressing. Maybe that's what it looks like. If the green team loses the ball, if orange wins it, they similarly begin attacking the direction that they are going, defending this side. You can make it however you want to organize it. If you want to have each rep be a little bit more separate each rep. As soon as green scores, you can switch and say, okay, green now you're defending, orange you're attacking. You can make it take it style, and you could have as soon as green scores here, they can go right back down the other direction, depending on the level of players you have, depending on the difficulty that you want to incorporate. But again, we want to be thinking with that practice session, making it as much success as possible. 2 or 3 minutes. Once the players kind of get the vibe, you can have each of these neutrals on the outside rotate with the ones in the middle. If you're on the inside, go out. If you're on the outside, go in. And we can continually have those good touches, continually having all those good decision-making opportunities for players, incorporating those differences, different players in different areas, different looks at similar problems. Once we have gone through that for 10 or so minutes, we come back, we think, where did we see success in how we built out of the back? Where did we see success for our teams in how we possessed and progressed? Once we move that into our final 4v4 session, we can get our neutrals and we can have those be replaced with our 4v4. And if we have our small goals set up, ideally we want to be able to play with those goals in that final session activity. Now we can continue to do those things, and maybe just to encourage a little bit more of that building out of the back. Whenever the ball goes out of bounds, ball will always restart with the team in possession from their goal as a goal kick. So if the ball goes, if orange knocks the ball out of bounds, green restarts back here, maintaining that encouraging atmosphere of building out of the back, that session focus, while at the same time keeping the play activity with that overall play focus. So basic session design for 4v4, focusing on building out of the back, 2v2, 2v2 plus 4, followed by final 4v4, encouraging that focus question, how do we build out of the back?